They will not silence me. That's how Ray J opened one of his recent live streams, shouting into his phone, shaking with anger, and vowing that the Kardashian-Jenner family would never shut him up again. But this time, his words have real consequences. After more than a decade of online back and forth, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner are officially suing Ray J for defamation, accusing him of spreading false criminal claims that could damage their billion-dollar empire. For years, the Kardashians have been accused of manipulating the media, but this time they're fighting back in court. And as wild as it sounds, this entire lawsuit might expose secrets both sides wanted to keep buried. But to understand how we got here, we need to look at how one live stream and one accusation turned into a legal nightmare. When the Kardashian-Jenner family files a lawsuit, the entertainment world stops and listens. For nearly 2 decades, they've ruled pop culture by carefully curating their image, spinning chaos into content, and transforming scandals into storylines. But this time, things are different. In September 2025, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner officially sued Ray J for defamation after he accused them of being tied to a federal RICO investigation, the same type of charges that sent Diddy to prison earlier this year. It wasn't just another rumor or online jab. It was a claim that could destroy the credibility of their billion-dollar empire. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to realize just how rare it is for the Kardashians to fight back legally. They've built their empire on silence, influence, and timing. But Ray J's statements threaten to drag them into a federal narrative that could scare investors, damage partnerships, and even hurt Kim's growing acting career. The decision to hire celebrity attorney Alex Spiro, known for representing Jay-Z, Elon Musk, and Alec Baldwin, signaled that this wasn't just about reputation anymore. It was about protecting an empire. In his statement, Spiro confirmed that the Kardashians had never brought a defamation claim before, calling Ray J's remarks false and serious. It's the first time the Kardashians have truly gone to war over words. Insiders close to the family say the lawsuit could bring long-buried tensions back into the spotlight, including the infamous 2007 tape scandal that started their fame, a scandal that Ray J continues to exploit in interviews and live streams nearly 2 decades later. The timing couldn't be worse for Kim, who's expanding her Skims brand globally and preparing for her next major film role. By taking this fight public, Kim and Kris are sending one message loud and clear. This time, they're not letting Ray J's accusations slide. And what comes next could expose years of private battles the public was never meant to see. So what exactly did Ray J say that pushed one of the most powerful families in Hollywood to take him to court? The firestorm began after Ray J appeared in the TMZ documentary The United States vs. Sean Combs, a project centered on Diddy's criminal charges. What should have been a discussion about hip-hop's most shocking downfall quickly turned into something much bigger. Out of nowhere, Ray J hinted that if someone told him the Kardashians were facing racketeering charges, he'd believe it. He claimed that artists were paying victims to keep their names out of it, and even implied that Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner might somehow be connected to the same circle of power and cover-ups surrounding Diddy's case. Those words spread like wildfire, turning what started as a casual interview moment into an internet frenzy that linked 2 of the biggest pop culture stories of the decade. But Ray J didn't stop there. Days later, he jumped on a live stream and claimed there was a federal RICO case about to drop on Kim and Kris, doubling down in front of thousands of viewers. His tone was bold and defiant, almost daring them to respond. Clips from the stream exploded across X, TikTok, and YouTube within hours, racking up millions of views. For fans, it was a shocking new chapter in a long-running feud. But for the Kardashians, it wasn't just gossip. It was a direct attack on their credibility. Suggesting that the world's most famous family was under federal investigation isn't just defamatory, it's brand suicide. The Kardashians have billion-dollar contracts, fashion partnerships, and television networks tied to their image. One reckless accusation could destroy that overnight. Behind the scenes, insiders say Kris Jenner was furious. The family's team of lawyers and PR strategists scrambled to assess the damage as fans and media outlets started questioning if there was any truth to the rumors. Within days, attorney Alex Spiro, known for representing Jay-Z and Elon Musk, stepped in to shut it down. And when Ray J refused to retract his claims, the Kardashians filed their first-ever defamation lawsuit, marking the beginning of one of the most high-stakes celebrity legal battles in recent memory. It wasn't just about clearing their names. It was about making sure no one, not even Ray J, could profit off their past again. And that move would send shockwaves through Hollywood. But behind this lawsuit lies something deeper, a battle over image, money, and control that's been building for 2 decades. Kim Kardashian isn't just a reality star anymore. She's a billion-dollar brand. Her shapewear company, Skims, is valued at more than $4 billion. She's been cast in multiple Hollywood roles, and her influence extends far beyond the entertainment world. A single false rumor of being under federal investigation could jeopardize not only her public image, but also major business partnerships, stock valuations, and licensing deals. In the corporate world, reputation is everything. And for someone like Kim, whose name alone drives sales and investment, even a whisper of criminal involvement can send shockwaves through investors and fans alike. For Kris Jenner, this lawsuit isn't just about protecting her daughter's career, it's about defending her family's legacy. For nearly 2 decades, Kris has built the Kardashian-Jenner empire by turning scandals into storylines and using controversy as currency. But this time, it's different. Ray J's RICO accusations threaten to undo years of careful image control and media dominance. The term RICO isn't just gossip, it's associated with organized crime, money laundering, and racketeering. Having their family name mentioned in that context could tarnish everything Kris has worked to build. Insiders say Kris views this lawsuit as a statement to the entire industry, that there's a line between online trolling and career sabotage, and Ray J just crossed it. But even for the Kardashians, suing an ex is a dangerous move. Legal experts note that to win a defamation case, Kim and Kris will need to prove that Ray J knowingly spread false information with malicious intent, something that could drag old scandals, private texts, and decades of drama into the courtroom. For Ray J, that means revisiting claims about their infamous 2007 tape deal and the behind-the-scenes negotiations that launched their fame. And for Kim and Kris, it means risking exposure of how much control they've really had over their image all these years. Both sides are walking a thin line, one fighting to protect her empire, the other fighting to stay relevant in a story that just won't end. And the deeper this case goes, the more Hollywood fears what might come to light. But while the Kardashians tighten their legal strategy, Ray J's own behavior online has only made things worse. In the past year, Ray J's public image has taken a dramatic turn, from R&B hitmaker to unpredictable livestream personality. Once known for chart-topping singles and reality TV, Ray J has now become a fixture of viral chaos. His streams often start as casual conversations, but quickly spiral into emotional rants about fame, betrayal, and secret Hollywood conspiracies. Sometimes he's laughing, sometimes he's crying, and sometimes it's hard to tell which is real. Viewers who once tuned in for nostalgia now watch out of concern or morbid curiosity as Ray J teeters between humor and breakdown, broadcasting his every thought in real time. But one incident pushed things too far. During Kai Cenat's Streamathon, Ray J's erratic behavior left fans stunned. He joined the group midstream, stripped down for a so-called comedy moment in the shower, and made several people visibly uncomfortable, including comedian Desha Frost, who later claimed Ray J acted inappropriately during the night. Clips from the stream instantly went viral across TikTok and X. Viewers pointed out Ray J's strange demeanor, constant interruptions, and moments that looked like he was under the influence. The once celebrated artist who helped shape early 2000s R&B had now become a walking meme, with fans calling him the new Diddy, comparing his chaotic behavior to the scandals surrounding the hip-hop mogul. What made it worse was how Ray J handled the aftermath. Instead of clarifying or apologizing, he laughed it off in later live streams, deepening the public's confusion about whether he was trolling or in genuine distress. Mental health discussions started trending in his comment sections, with fans debating if he was struggling privately or performing a persona for attention. Each viral moment, every rant, every live stream meltdown, chipped away at his credibility, making his accusations against the Kardashians harder to take seriously. What once looked like a fight for truth now seemed like the unraveling of a man who couldn't separate reality from performance. And with every broadcast, Ray J's instability became both his brand and his downfall. But to understand why he keeps spiraling, you have to go back to where all this started, the scandal that made him famous. It's nearly impossible to mention Ray J's name without revisiting the scandal that reshaped celebrity culture forever, the 2007 tape that launched the Kardashian empire. What began as a private moment between two young lovers turned into one of the most infamous leaks in entertainment history. That footage didn't just spark a media storm, it defined an era, marking the birth of influencer culture and the Kardashian brand itself. Overnight, Kim Kardashian went from being Paris Hilton's assistant to one of the most recognizable faces in the world. But for Ray J, the story was different. What catapulted Kim into stardom left him battling the stigma of being the man behind her fame, his own career eclipsed by the empire that tape helped create. Over the years, Ray J has claimed that Kris Jenner was the true mastermind behind the deal. In multiple interviews and live streams, he's accused her of orchestrating the tape's release, even approving which version would generate the most attention. He insists he was used as a pawn to ignite the Kardashian media machine. Kim and Kris have always denied those claims, labeling them ridiculous and false. But Ray J hasn't backed down. In 2022, he even leaked private messages and alleged contracts he said proved Kris was involved, reigniting public debate and sparking waves of online backlash. For Ray J, this has always been more than gossip. It's a wound he's never stopped reopening, framing himself as the victim of a Hollywood setup that made everyone rich but him. Now, those decades-old accusations could come back to haunt both sides. Legal experts say that if Ray J's attorneys argue he's been telling the truth all along, that tape, and the business communications surrounding it, could become evidence in the defamation case. That means the Kardashians' most sensitive history might be dissected in a courtroom, line by line, for the world to see. And for Kim, who spent years building herself into a billionaire entrepreneur and legal reform advocate, that's the last thing she wants. No matter how much time passes, one fact remains clear. Ray J and the Kardashians are forever linked by a scandal neither of them can truly escape. And just as the internet was revisiting their past, the Kardashians used their reality show to remind everyone they're still running the narrative. Season 7 of The Kardashians couldn't have premiered at a more dramatic time. Just as the lawsuit against Ray J was making headlines, Hulu dropped the trailer, and it instantly dominated social media. In one haunting moment, Kim Kardashian, visibly shaken, looks into the camera and says, "Someone extremely close to me put a hit out on my life." The clip was short but powerful, and it spread like wildfire across X, TikTok, and Instagram. Within hours, fans were flooding comment sections with theories. Some pointed fingers at Kanye West, referencing his history of erratic public statements, while others speculated it could be a former friend or business associate. The mystery was intentional, a perfectly timed narrative twist that reminded everyone why the Kardashians are masters of turning real-life chaos into compelling television. But this wasn't just a marketing coincidence. Industry insiders noticed how the timing seemed calculated. As Ray J's live stream clips and defamation scandal were circulating online, the Kardashians redirected the conversation, from courtroom controversy to reality TV suspense. The trailer offered glimpses of Rob Kardashian and Caitlyn Jenner, sparking nostalgia among longtime fans and shifting focus to the family's unity rather than their drama. It was classic Kris Jenner strategy. When the headlines get messy, release something bigger, flashier, and impossible to ignore. The trailer's dramatic tone, paired with Kim's emotional confession, overshadowed Ray J's accusations almost overnight. Suddenly, fans weren't talking about lawsuits, they were dissecting a new mystery on the show. Yet behind the cameras, things weren't as glamorous as they appeared. Sources close to the production revealed that while the family was filming upbeat scenes about business and relationships, their legal team was working overtime. This wasn't scripted drama. It was a genuine fight to protect their legacy. Even with Hulu's editing power, the Kardashians couldn't control what might unfold in court. For the first time, their reality empire faced a threat they couldn't manage with lighting or PR spin. The message of the trailer was clear. No matter the scandal, the Kardashians always find a way to reclaim the spotlight. But as the legal war with Ray J heats up, that carefully crafted image might finally face its biggest test yet. Which brings us to the bigger question. What does this feud really say about fame, truth, and self-destruction? At its core, this story isn't just a celebrity feud. It's a reflection of what fame does to people when the spotlight never turns off. For nearly 2 decades, Ray J has lived in the shadow of a single moment that defined both his life and Kim Kardashian's career. What began as a private scandal became the foundation of one of the most powerful empires in entertainment. And while Kim moved on, evolving from reality TV star to billionaire entrepreneur, Ray J remained tied to that same story, unable or perhaps unwilling to let it go. Every few years, he reemerges with new claims, new interviews, and new accusations, all orbiting around the same event that made them both famous. But with each appearance, the tone changes, from confident to desperate, from vindicated to unhinged. It's a cycle that blurs the line between truth and obsession. Meanwhile, the Kardashians have turned the art of controversy into a business model. Every headline, breakup, and viral scandal becomes a storyline, a marketing opportunity, or a product launch. Their ability to survive, and even thrive in chaos, has made them one of the most successful families in modern pop culture. Where others would see a crisis, Kris Jenner sees content. The result is a dynasty that's nearly untouchable. But that control comes at a cost. The more they manipulate the narrative, the less anyone knows what's real. For them, perception isn't just power, it's survival. And now, facing a lawsuit that threatens to reopen old wounds, the family's greatest strength, controlling the story, might finally be tested. In the end, Ray J and Kim Kardashian represent 2 sides of the same coin. Both were made by the internet, both sustained by its chaos, and both trapped by the same machine that made them household names. Ray J's need to expose the truth, and Kim's need to protect her image stem from the same place. The unrelenting pressure to stay relevant in a culture that feeds on drama. Their feud has evolved far beyond who's right or wrong. It's become a mirror of celebrity itself, where fame, lies, and consequences are inseparable. And as this legal battle unfolds, one thing is certain. In the war between silence and spectacle, the internet always chooses the loudest voice. And now, after 20 years of tension, the final chapter might be written in a courtroom instead of on a reality show. From scandal to lawsuit, from live streams to luxury boardrooms, this feud shows how quickly fame can twist into obsession. Ray J says he's fighting for truth. Kim and Kris say they're defending their reputations. But the longer this goes on, the more both sides risk losing the one thing they value most: control of their story. Maybe the real tragedy isn't who's lying or who's right. It's that 2 people who once built an empire together are now trapped in a cycle of revenge, 20 years later, with millions watching every move. So as this case unfolds, one question remains. Is Ray J exposing the truth or destroying himself in the process? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next upload. And don't forget to drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. It helps the channel grow and lets me know what stories you want covered next.